Is that a fucking clapboard?
Yeah. Take two.
You got a fucking clapboard now?
It is now.
No, we should get one though.
I sort of have one. We need to drill a hinge into it.
Well, this
But
intro
Scott
has
Shaw.
gone right downhill.
So,
That's how it
this
always
is
starts
important
out.
motherfucking shit, yo.
You know what's really important? I went and saw Star Wars.
You did?
Nice.
I did.
You did?
And like a good little geek, I went alone.
I was going to say, did you go alone?
I did.
Yeah, but you were able to get out of the house, so I mean
Yeah.
that was the key.
I
It was
went.
either now
Did
or
you
never.
cry?
No.
Be
I
honest.
didn't. I was actually a little disappointed.
I was gonna say, so what'd you think?
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Coming from the previous 6 and all the lightsaber battles,
Yeah.
that I love that the most out of the Star Wars. Just love the lightsaber battles, and this one was very much lacking, unless you include Kylo's little temper tantrums and just hacking the shit out of everything.
Yeah, which were great. I can see that if you're a fan of, especially because the prequels had so many.
Yeah, and they were
I mean, there were
beautifully
so many of them, and this one arguably has only one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally see
Now,
how.
I will say, and this does play into what we've said before about Force Awakens.
Yeah,
New Hope only had one also.
that is true. That
But
is
it
true.
was a good one. It was.
Actually, it really wasn't if you think about it.
I
New
like
Hope?
the one in Force
Oh
Awakens
no!
over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. It's just
a new-
Darth Vader and Obi-Wan.
Darth Vader and Obi-Wan that we only
Poking at
see
each
part
other.
of. Unless you want to count Obi-Wan chopping Bondapada's head off, or arm off.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he
Yeah.
just cut the guy's arm off.
Well,
That ruined that guy's life.
what made that good was A, it was like the first,
Well, yeah.
and B, it was more like it was the master pupil thing going for it. I mean, it didn't. For me, it didn't have to be like, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon like the prequels were,
Right.
because it was cool that they kind of came together and could settle this score.
Well,
Yeah.
we,
Well,
know,
Obi-Wan
that's what
pretty
made it
much
good
just
for me.
sacrifices himself
Yeah.
anyway. He looks at Luke and then looks back at Vader.
Well,
and
yeah, I'm not
drops
saying
his
was
not,
his whole
not in
plan,
terms of a
right.
lightsaber battle. It's not anything
well, yeah,
anything like
because
the other
90%
ones.
of it happens off camera, and as far as I can tell, like the entire fight took maybe 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, there's
You-
a lot of that fight that we don't see because it's going
Yeah,
on while
right.
we're following the other heroes.
And most of what we see is really just Obi-Wan. You know what? I'm gonna go back and rewatch the original, the theatrical, because I'm curious if we ever actually see them cross lightsabers.
They do.
They
They
do,
do?
they
Okay.
do, yeah.
Because
They have a couple of tiffs back and forth.
Yeah.
but and then it's just him.
Because then he
brings
sees
the
Luke trying
saber
to
up and-
escape,
yeah.
and that's when he's like, all right, now's the time.
If you
to-
strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine.
But again, I don't think that was the focus for
Well, no.
that for it to be a lightsaber duel.
Right.
So
For A New Hopes?
For me, yeah. So
Yeah,
for me, I don't
yeah,
even think that
yeah.
that counts.
So in that sense, then they had none.
Yeah.
They had no lightsaber fights.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Story-wise, it was okay. It dragged a little bit here and there for me.
Yeah.
And when Han and Kylo were on that bridge, I was going, it's coming, it's coming. It's
Well,
coming,
yeah,
it's
you
coming.
can see it telegraphed from a mile
Right.
away. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
I already knew it was going to happen anyway.
Right. Yeah. And then once they get on the catwalk, you're like, all right, nothing ever good
On the
happens
catwalk?
on a catwalk.
That
in
is
Star-
bullshit.
In Star
I
Wars.
have okay. I was gonna
Come
say.
in
Spit it
Star
out.
Wars.
I was gonna say you have to clarify that within Star Wars.
Yes.
Because I've seen the Victoria's
I
Secret
was
fashion
gonna-
show.
yeah. valid point. Yes. So yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. I like the lightsaber battle in Force Awakens. Mainly because I just love these new characters so much, and there's a lot of the new characters on display in the lightsaber battle. I also like that it was kind of it wasn't overly choreographed like the prequels, but it wasn't like A New Hopes where there's nothing.
Well, I'd also
That's what I liked about it, is that it was raw.
very
It,
raw.
it was
yeah.
like the fight scene between Richard Gere and the guy, it was in Digstown, played the boxer.
Oh.
He's like older now.
Yeah.
But when they're in the blimp hangar and they finally hash out and they come
Oh,
to
God,
terms
what a
with
great
each other,
fight,
from
yeah.
an officer and a gentleman, it is not.
Oh,
pretty.
I was
get
trying to
no
figure out
place
who
to
the fuck
go.
Richard Gere played in Star Wars.
No, it's from a different movie. But
I was
that
thinking the Jackal with Bruce
no,
Willis.
but that fight in the
yeah.
blimp hangar is like really raw. It's like not pretty,
No.
but you know that
There's
if
a lot on
if
the
it,
line.
if it was real, there's a lot on the line, and
Yeah.
those hits would hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
In the lightsaber battle in a Force Awakens, I liked it a lot because it was the same way.
Well,
You know, especially with Kylo running around like hitting his wound,
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to amp himself up.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like
Little moments
One
like
thing
that make it.
One thing I love about the way they worked with lightsabers in this is, Kylo aside, 90% of the good guys with lightsaber moments we see,
Yeah.
is somebody who has zero training and, so far as we know, probably isn't even Force sensitive
Right. Right.
using the lightsaber. I think this is a first too. Like, aside from, unless you want
aside from like Han cutting open the
yeah,
Han.
aside from that, like, we have
Grievous.
never seen,
Grievous. Yeah.
yeah, but
But
no,
even
Grievous
he's-
was Force sensitive.
he was Force sensitive.
Was he?
Yeah, he
It's been
had
so long since
He
I've
said he
seen
was
him.
trained, but I thought it was just in tactics to avoid getting slashed up.
nope. He actually is Force sensitive. There is an organic component to Grievous
Yeah.
that's hidden within the body, within the
Yeah.
robot body. That is Force sensitive.
Oh.
And yeah, so this is the first time we actually see somebody who has no fucking idea how to use a lightsaber
Yeah.
and no, like, oh, well, I'm in tune with the Force and that's guiding me
Right.
to help him with this. It's
You
just,
talking Finn.
yeah, talking, yep.
Yeah.
It's just, Finn, well, I mean, he is trained to fight.
Well, yeah, he's been.
I mean, hell, as we
so
saw
I'm
with that
sure he's had-
Powerball thing, like, there's some melee training
yeah, I'm
going
sure he's
on
had
here.
melee training in his stormtrooper
But-
outfit, but not.
I
not
think
to the
that
degree of
that can even
lightsaber.
allow that, like, rawness to it, because it's just the, oh shit, this is the only weapon I have, oh shit.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to back away and fight, and, yeah.
That was cool.
I did like seeing Han use Chewie's
Bowcaster.
Bowcaster. That
How
was awesome.
He always tried to find ways to like grab it from. Like, can I borrow this? And I
Can I
like
use
this
this
thing.
one? Yeah.
That's actually one of the most powerful weapons in Battlefront, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that bowcaster, and it's awesome. But you have to be like level 50 to use it.
There was
Well,
one point during Kylo and
Are you saying Han's
Rey's
not level 50?
You have to be level 50 or
lightsaber
Han.
battle when he had her on the edge of the cliff
Yeah.
and he was pushing. and
Oh,
she was
yeah, they're
pushing.
like- they're-
She closes her eyes, and when you do that, you're relaxing your body. So at that moment,
He could have just
logically, he should have just been able to
push
push her right off.
Well, remember, Yoda closed his eyes and he was able to lift the ship. So
That's
maybe it could be a
Yoda.
focus.
Yoda poops.
Maybe it's a focus
Closes
thing.
his
For
eyes.
him.
Look, all we're saying is, he had this moment, and he really should have just cut her down.
Yeah,
Huh?
he did.
I mean, what, was he distracted? It's not like there was a dance-off going on.
Was it when they were crossed?
Oh.
Sabers were
Yeah.
crossed. Oh yeah. Well, he's kind of right there in front of you.
They,
He could have just pushed
yeah.
a little bit harder.
But he didn't want to kill her. He wanted to train her.
But
I think at that
if
point
he
it was
couldn't train
either
her,
or.
He might as well kill her.
Might as well.
So
She had already
Star Wars
rejected.
universe works really good if you don't
Think
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah. But so anyway,
it's
glad
a
you were
good
able to
base
see it.
for the new series.
yeah, at least it was fun enough for you to be curious about what's coming next.
Right.
Which is perfect segue into this theme of this episode, which is
Lowered expectations.
lowered expectations for 2016. There's a lot going on this year.
Yeah, there's a lot coming.
There's
out
a
this
lot. I mean, between movies, video games, comics, TV,
Right.
and that's just kind of your basic.
year. Some of them are within the
Groups.
next few weeks.
Yeah, there's
Next week starts the second half of. I think Gotham comes out next week too.
No,
right?
Gotham is February.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's coming
Arrow,
up.
Flash, and the season premiere or series premiere of Legends of Tomorrow is
What
next
day?
Thursday.
Thursday. All right, so they're going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And we get a new Suicide Squad trailer
I don't care.
with Legends of Tomorrow, and there's another new trailer. I think it might be Deadpool.
I think, is it tonight or is it next week that they have a special? There's a special on CW about Rise of Justice or Dawn of Justice.
That's it. Dawn of Justice.
It might be tonight.
Yeah.
There's a Dawn of Justice, and there's another half-hour special right after that.
Are you looking forward to Legends of Tomorrow?
Yes,
I'm half
because
and
it's
half.
been announced that Constantine will be in season 2.
Yes,
If they
and
get a season.
and Jonah Hex.
And Jonah Hex.
I don't know how much he's going to be in the story. Like Wave said earlier, it could just be they've gone back in time and it's one episode where they're in the Old West, or I don't know. He doesn't seem like one to join the team.
No.
So.
And it's been confirmed that when they go into the future, they're going to run into older Barry and older Ollie, and Ollie will have the goatee.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I know Steven.
He's been adamant that
he
he
doesn't
will not
want
be
it,
having
right?
a goatee.
Yeah. So they finally made him get it, huh?
Well, and I
Or it
think
could be a
that
different actor playing because he's older.
He's old.
might be, but even still, I mean, that's a good compromise too.
Yeah.
I am like full steam, full speed ahead, all that on.
Yeah.
I am so sad. I've yet to see anything that looks bad for this, and Arthur Darvill playing Rip. I mean, that's that is amazing to me. Yes, I'm still probably for a short while. I'm still gonna see him as Rory, the Last Centurion Pond. But then again, that's also
he was Rory.
in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And
Shit,
then
you're
again,
right.
I also thought I would only be able to see Laurel's mom as River and to see Malcolm as Jack.
But they've done enough to
Yeah.
make you see them as they're different characters.
Yeah, and so you know what? I'm very excited for this. I can't wait to see how Cold and Heatwave do on the
right.
team. I also can't wait to see how they wind up on the team.
Yeah.
And to see the Atom stop acting like Iron Man for 5 seconds and be the fucking Atom. Hell yeah. Also, Hawkman and Hawkgirl are badasses.
Oh, they are on this show. Aren't
Yeah, and we've gotten our first taste of them in the crossover episode.
they've already been introduced in the
Yep.
Arrow Flash crossover?
Yep, the last Arrow Flash crossover dealt with them and the initial Vandal Savage.
Oh, okay.
Where,
He's the main bad guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Merlin picks up his ashes at the end of Flash.
Flash. Or, no, Arrow. Because it
Arrow.
was the second episode. And, I mean, come on, who doesn't want to see Sarah in tight leather again?
Who's Sarah?
She's the white.
She's the White
Yeah,
Canary.
White Canary.
now?
Yeah, she's Laurel's sister.
That's right.
The
That's right.
badass
That's right.
who really should stop for about 3 months and teach her sister how to fight. Because apparently Wildcat ain't doing shit.
And so that Legend starts this month?
Yeah, next Thursday.
Next Thursday?
Did you not pay attention to that?
No, I
He-
just forgot.
He never listens to you. You should know that by
No,
now.
it's not that.
Nobody
It's
listens to me.
I just have 15 different things going on at once.
Yeah, sure you do, Sam.
You know what else is starting
So,
at the
Sam,
end
are
of
you
this
saying
month?
that you have to go deeper?
I have to go deeper. You got to go deeper to go forward. Not also starting at the end of this, I guess we'll just go along with TV, is the X-Files reunion.
Yeah. Gillian
Yeah.
Anderson was on the talk
Yeah.
today. I
Today
completely missed what she said. I was just gawking at the TV. That
Well,
went by.
yeah. I'm excited to see where that. Longtime X-Files fan. Even though the later seasons kind of wavered here and there, I didn't hate them. My girlfriend is like anything with Doggett in it. She's just not about. She just not like Doggett.
Yeah.
So, which I get. I mean, I don't hate them, but
Well, and then there was their wonderful movie.
yeah, two movies.
There was a second one.
There was X-Files. I think it was just called the X-Files.
Yeah.
The X Files, and then
And
Fight
then-
Feature.
Yeah. And then there was the second one where they were in the Antarctic base.
Because I think the first one was the one where they cracked, where they had a rip on Independence Day.
It's the one with the bees.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great because they rip on Independence Day like it's, this low class, no one will ever remember it movie.
Yeah.
Because, your guys' movie wound up
It's the
standing the
pinnacle
test of time.
of pop culture, right? Yeah. I'm excited to see how they pick back up the pieces. I mean, I feel like the original series kind of ended and wrapped up nicely.
Did he
and,
find his sister?
and left it? I can't really remember. I think
I
they
just saw that episode.
I think they did that, but it wasn't the final season. I think they covered that a few
That is
seasons
correct.
before,
Oh,
right?
Yep.
They wrapped that up a little bit before the end
And
of
it
the
was-
series.
Wasn't that the
Yeah.
premise of the first movie though? It was like the big reveal of where his sister went.
I know they
Wasn't she
had
like
that
abducted
in
by
there.
aliens or
I think
something?
so.
They had that in there. I don't think it was the main focus, but I do remember they covered that
Yeah.
within the movie. But yeah, so I feel like they've wrapped it up nicely. and left it open enough where you didn't really need to revisit it. But I mean, I'll take more X-Files episodes if they're good.
They're only doing a mini series.
Yeah,
right?
it's only 6-hour long
like
episodes.
they did with 24.
Yeah, which is smart. You don't want to go a full 13 to 22 episodes because what if it doesn't work? What if it's not good?
just
And
test
now
the
you're
water.
stuck? Yeah. So I'm curious to see where they go with it. I know Rara's, you've been steadily watching them, right?
Yeah, rewatching the whole series. So.
And rewatching them too since they're on Netflix.
Yeah.
I forgot that when you get to a good episode, it's so good.
It's really good.
And there's some ones that, I mean, they were scary when I was a kid, and I thought maybe when rewatching them I wouldn't find them. There's some that I still get creeped out on.
Yeah.
There's some really fucking weird episodes.
Yeah, there's some.
I think
some
I'm
very
gonna have
weird
to binge
episodes.
them.
Yeah, that's what me and my girlfriend have been
Yeah.
doing
Like-
since September. Is just cruising through.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm almost caught up on Person of Interest.
oh yeah,
I have to see season 5. I'm waiting for the
which is
DVDs to
entering
come
its
out.
final season now too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Once
They
season
have-
5
did
comes
they
out on
finally do
DVD,
a
I can
release
finish
date?
that up.
No, not yet.
But right now I'm on. I've decided to once again try and binge Blue Bloods, but I might take a pause on that and watch some X Files.
Yeah,
How many
definitely.
seasons do they have?
9,
9. That sounds about right.
8, maybe
Shit.
9, somewhere around there. There's a
Oh,
lot.
So
a lot.
there's a hefty amount.
Yeah, and I think each of them have at least 15 plus episodes, at least.
Were they hour, half hour?
Yeah,
Hours?
50 minute ones. So some of them are like 53.
Because it's most of what I remember is my parents watching them
Yeah.
and like going into the living room while they were seeing
Some
maybe a
creepy
quarter of an
weird shit.
episode, getting freaked out and going to bed
Yeah. Oh gosh.
because I was like 9.
I remember watching those with my dad when I was younger. Such good times and having nightmares and just
Yeah. Because at
it
the
would
time-
be on at like 10 o'clock at night, so I'm already up way
Yeah.
past when I should be.
Well, I mean, at the time, Are You Afraid of the Dark was probably the one show where if you ask me what's the scariest show on TV, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
And then I'm sitting there watching X Files.
Speaking of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and this is another thing I just
9
recently
seasons.
9 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And I just recently added this to my anticipation list because the news just broke that Tales of the Crypt is coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, but did you see who's doing it?
There's some 2 things. First of all, one, it's on TNT. I'm not a huge fan. The original Tales from the Crypt being on HBO, you don't need the nudity that it really had. It'd be nice. You don't need it, but what you do need is the gore.
Right.
And I just don't think they're gonna get away with it on TNT.
Right.
And even if they could, I just don't see TNT allowing them to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would need to put it on like AMC or something.
Yeah.
One of the higher channels. to
Yeah,
get away with
AMC would
something
probably
like
be
that.
good for it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do like a cable network.
Yeah.
And on top of that, yes, M. Night Shyamalan is kind of a front runner in bringing us back. So, I know a lot of people hate him. I don't necessarily hate him. I just would like him to
Stop making things.
stop making shitty things.
Stop
I didn't see
making
the
shitty
I didn't see the
things.
visit. I've heard it's a return to form for multiple people, Ron
was good.
included. I'm willing to give him another shot because Tales for the Crypto it wasn't the best storytelling, but it works on big twist reveals.
Right.
And I guess Shyamalan's the guy to do that. Whether it's good or not,
Yeah.
that's a whole other question.
I'm a little peeved at TNT to begin with because they dropped.
Teen Titans.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's right. They decided not to pick it up.
Yep.
They were gonna do a live action Teen Titans show on TNT, and they had a bunch.
How
of
do you say no
episodes-
to that?
They had a bunch of episodes scripted, but they passed on it.
I actually removed that from my
Yeah.
expectations list.
Now the person that was writing it is Akiva Goldsman, who wrote Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Oh, well, that explains it.
I don't know. So,
But even so, I mean, like, Teen Titans has very positive buzz, just the name itself, especially because I mean, just look at the giant audience that the cartoon had.
oh yeah, yeah.
And the cartoon only got canceled because Cartoon Network doesn't believe it can sell action figures to girls.
Are they still doing that Teen Titans Go show?
Yeah.
Which isn't bad, but it's not Teen Titans.
That's the thing. Like,
not something I'll watch
No
regularly.
way.
No.
It's great for young children. And
Right.
every now and then when I'm bored and there's nothing else on, I'll put a couple episodes on.
Yeah.
There was one that got incredibly meta, and I did love it, where they're sitting down for movie night, and Control Freak takes over
Yeah.
and threatens to reboot them unless they change.
Nice.
And, they have a back and forth and all that. He goes, well, I've done it once before. Behold! And he starts playing the original Teen Titans theme. And
Oh, that's right.
the Teen Titans Go are sitting there, and they're like,
Wow.
that's us, but better!
Better, yeah.
And, like, there's the first half of this episode is basically just them talking about how great the previous series was.
I just heard this on a different podcast last night, The Drunken Dork.
Yeah.
They were talking
Oh, that
about
sounds
this
familiar.
exact same thing.
Of that Teen Titans
Yeah.
episode? That's funny. That's funny.
Well, now I feel bad. I don't listen to them, but now I feel like I ripped them off, even though I didn't mean to, and now I'm pissed.
So, yeah, that's right. Teen Titans got canceled. Oh, shit.
Bastards.
Yeah. Speaking of cartoons, Samurai Jack. That's another one that's coming back this year.
Mhm.
I'm very curious to see how they do that. I love Jendy Tartakovsky. I think he's a great storyteller and great artist. The guy who played the villain died, though. I mean, that's he's got such a particular voice. I don't know. Are they going to do the same villain? I don't know. I can't remember the villain's name in Samurai Jack.
Aku.
Aku,
Aku,
yeah,
that's right.
Aku.
That's right. Shendu was
was
Jackie
Mako.
Chan
It's
Adventures.
Mako.
That's right.
Mako was the voice actor for that.
Yes, and he passed.
Yes, he died.
So, and that guy, he kind of embodies that role. So I don't know
Yeah.
what they're gonna do, if they're gonna have a whole new story for him or not.
Maybe
but
have a
I'm
new
excited
villain.
to
That'd be
see.
kind of cool.
I would kind of like a new villain, honestly. I never finished the original series, so I don't know if he ever actually defeated Aku. Do you know, Ra? Did you ever finish it?
I
Even if you did, you probably don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Yeah.
So
So even if he didn't, I mean, it's been so long. It's okay if
Yeah.
they just kind of like, oh, he's got a new villain now,
At the time it was on, I was under this incredibly mistaken belief.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I got it from of, like, I only need to be watching one thing that fills a certain genre.
Right, and you already had your samurai show, right?
My samurai show was Rurouni Kenshin at the time.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I have Rurouni Kenshin,
Oh,
and that's my
sorry,
samurai show. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's also the reason why. It's probably a big thing why I never got into Harry Potter, because I was reading Negima at the time.
Oh, so you already
I was
fulfilling
huge.
your wizard stuff.
High school and early college, I was huge into anime,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of dropped off. And
Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And I keep forgetting that it's coming out again until somebody brings it up. I'm like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
right, it's coming back. It's awesome.
well, it's had a comic series for a while,
Oh, it has. Okay.
and in fact has even crossed over with a bunch of the other
Yeah.
Cartoon Network
Oh,
series.
okay. Well, that's cool.
Sticking with animation,
Yeah, sure.
how about Kubo and the Two Strings? You guys seen that?
I just
Wait,
saw
what?
that while looking
Kubo
up.
and the Two Strings.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just saw a little bit about that, so I'm a little curious on that. It looked
You
interesting.
guys should watch the trailer. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Now is this is a movie?
Yeah, it's a stop motion animation movie.
Okay, this is the new one from Laka, right? The guys who did Coraline and
Corpse Bride.
no, they did Coraline
Box Trolls?
and Box Trolls. Thank
Oh.
you. Yeah, which was really cool.
Wait, I thought
Yeah.
wasn't.
And Paranorman,
Yeah.
I think they did also.
Yep, that's them, yeah. Because I have them up on IMDb now.
So and they make awesome
cool shit.
stop motion. You know what? They might have had a hand in Corpse Bride. Now that you mention
Well,
it,
because
because
that's
it
the
does
thing.
feature a very
Coraline
similar.
wasn't Coraline part of that Tim Burton like trilogy.
Well,
I-
he didn't make it, but I think Tim Burton produced
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, kind of like how he didn't, even though everybody gives him credit for it, he didn't make
Nightmare.
Nightmare Before Christmas,
Right.
but
But
Yeah.
it's Tim Burton's Nightmare Before
yeah, and it's
Christmas.
got so many of his elements in it.
You can tell it's him.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It's kind of like, I was talking with Sam about this earlier. I finally saw Lupin the Third and the Castle of Cagliostro. I still can't pronounce it, but it's the green jacketed Lupin. It was the first Lupin movie. It's
I
the
didn't know
only
that
Lupin
trailer.
movie I didn't own, and the only Hayao Miyazaki movie that
Yeah.
Tropical Donut didn't have. So I bought it on Blu-ray and finally watched it last night. But again, that's another one where, yes, Lupin's a big name, but at the same time, just looking at that movie, if you've never heard of Lupin, you go, oh, this is a Miyazaki movie. Done.
Yeah, you'll feel that it's a Miyazaki film.
You want to attribute it to Monkey Punch at all. Not that many people know Monkey Punch himself, but he is badass and awesome.
Well, here's the cast list. Rooney Mara, Charlize Theron, Matthew McConaughey, Ralph Fiennes, Kerry Tagawa, which you might know from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Is Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
George Takei.
It has
Oh
begun.
my!
Yeah.
Wow.
So they've got a good cast.
That's cool.
All
I'm
right.
The animation's really cool too.
The
trailers are out.
I didn't realize the trailer was out, so I'll have to check it out.
I saw Mortal Kombat when I was a kid, and then Nash Bridges
And the
show
guy's in
came
that.
on. He was in the first few seasons. Like, this guy's gonna
As a
appear.
cop, right?
Fucking Shang Tsung.
Yeah,
he was
he
a
was a
cop.
cop,
with,
yeah.
Nash Bridges.
That's right.
See, that's how I feel about the new
Nash
Hawaii
Bridges is
Five-0.
awesome.
Yeah, it was.
New Hawaii Five-0, which I love to no end. Love it to no end.
Yeah.
on
Very
CBS.
surprised that it's still going.
Hey, I'm happy that's still going. Anyways, the guy who plays Chin-Ho Kelly
Yep.
also did the voice of Johnny Cash from the Saints Row series.
Oh, really?
And the two characters could not, they're the exact... Gat's a cop... Or sorry, Cash, not Cash, sorry, Johnny Gat.
Yeah, I knew what
Sorry, I was thinking of an old
Mortal
joke.
Kombat.
I haven't played Saints Row a lot, so I didn't.
Sorry,
know there
Johnny
was a
Gat.
Johnny
Anyways.
Cash in there, so-
But anyways, and it's just this, listening to Chin-Ho Kelly going, that's Johnny Gat.
that is so him, damn it.
I mean, with the statute of limitations, it should really only be somewhere in the 200s for murder. Mr. Gat, there is no statute of limitations on murder. Well, why the fuck not?
Do you piss green after you've eaten vitamins? We certainly do, and therefore you should listen to the Countdown Movie and TV Reviews podcast.
Even if you don't piss green, this is something I think you guys will like if you like TV and you like movies.
We count down lists associated with both, as well as offer the occasional review and a number of segments that are random in nature for your enjoyment.
Check out the Countdown Movie and TV Reviews on iTunes, Podomatic, or your favorite podcast app.
Hey, welcome to the Classy Little Podcast promo,
We're your hosts. I'm Emily.
and I'm James.
What wine are we drinking this week?
It's just a promo, so I thought we didn't have to drink a bottle of wine.
Well, let's open a bottle just in case.
Okay. Did you bring a cheese to accompany it too?
What cheese pairs well with a promo? Provolone? Parmesan? Pro mozzarella?
Oh, goodness. Well, as you might have guessed, every week we have wine and cheese on our show.
And we pick a different topic for each episode. We find out interesting and quirky aspects of it, including the history, the etiquette.
The controversies and injustices surrounding them.
Okay, we know, James. Everything is terrible. How would you describe it?
It's fun and informative, but not too informative or didactic.
Yeah, but we don't use words like didactic.
No, never. Anyway, you could find us at classylittlepodcast.com.
Or on your podcatcher of choice every Wine Wednesday.
Cheers!
Cheers!
I want to run through my whole list because otherwise this podcast is gonna just
Go on forever.
Yeah,
And I took like an hour to come up with this list.
Go for
So
it.
I want to get.
You
it
are
out.
proud of this list. All right,
here we
do
go.
it.
want to hear what you have, to
All
tell
right,
you the truth.
For games, Uncharted 4, Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
That's stuff that I'm psyched about getting.
Uncharted 4, cannot wait. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to finally play the final chapter in the story, too.
Yep.
So, looks
Agreed.
great.
And I'm just gonna run through movies now.
Yeah.
Revenant, which I saw,
Yeah.
was good.
Heard it was great.
The Witch, which comes out next week.
Next, no.
2 weeks.
2
no,
weeks.
it's Friday. It's Friday. It's February.
The Witch?
February
Yes.
19th.
Yep.
Cannot wait. If
Saw
you
the
haven't
second
seen,
trailer.
If you haven't seen the trailers, watch them. They
Is this
don't.
one with Vin Diesel?
No,
Last
no,
Witch?
no,
That's
that's the Last Witch Hunter.
Did that already come out?
Yes,
Okay.
maybe. I think so.
I don't know.
I'm not looking.
I know I want to see
I
it.
wasn't impressed
Yeah.
with it. So.
Either
Anyways,
way, The
all right,
Witch
your list.
looks great.
Yep. 999.
Yep.
That
Which
comes
is
out
the
at
week after.
The end of towards the end of February. Of course, BVS,
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of interested in seeing X-Men Apocalypse, TMNT 2, The Legend of Tarzan because I like that whole
Yeah.
story. Star Trek Beyond, The Suicide Squad, and we already mentioned Kubo and the Two Strings.
So that Kubo's not until like later in the year, then I guess.
Yeah, I don't even think it has a release date yet.
I know it's coming out this year.
It took
Yeah.
you an hour for that.
No.
Wait,
I have more.
BVS isn't on
Oh,
there?
okay.
No, you
Doctors-
said BBS.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Doctor Strange.
You're
and
not-
Rogue One.
What about
Yes.
Deadpool? You're not
No, I don't really
excited
have
to see
any.
Deadpool?
No, I'm not really interested in seeing that.
I have Deadpool as
There's comedy in it, so therefore,
You're right.
I'm not like super excited to see Deadpool, but I'm very curious because I want them to succeed. I really do.
I want to see Ryan Reynolds actually get the credit he's due because he's a great superhero actor.
I also
and
think-
these are roles that he is born for.
Yeah.
And he's just been shitty
And
movies.
he's been trying to get this out for so
Yeah.
long. And another reason I want them to succeed is that their marketing for this movie has been so good.
Yeah.
I want that validated by this movie being
Yeah.
a success. You know. So
I'm
yeah,
looking looking more forward to that than I am BVS.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Deadpool more than I am Turtles. But Turtles is another one. I'm not like super excited to see because I didn't like the first one. But the second trailer has got me interested enough where I'll check this out.
There's like a
years now.
0% chance of me seeing Turtles.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm intrigued because Bebop, Rocksteady, Krang, and Casey Jones are going to be in it.
I wasn't gonna see it in the theaters, but after seeing the trailer, I'll definitely check it out. I'm not expecting to like it, but I'll definitely check it out in theaters now, based on the trailer.
There are elements of it that I like.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything not just listed, but with Bay still having a hand
And
in
still
it,
Michael Bay producing.
and with it coming off of that thing that it calls
Was
a
the
number
first
one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And of course, your number one conviction with this movie, Megan Fox is April O'Neil.
She's the worst fucking actress who gets like work.
But Stephen
Side
Amell
note
is
to that.
Casey Jones.
I
That
know.
does not sway me at all. Side note to that, I had Jonah Hex in my hand on Saturday. It was $6, and I wound up putting it back.
That's the thing. I've done that with Jonah Hex about 12 times now, where I never saw it because she was in it.
Yeah.
She is literally the reason why I never saw this movie, and then I heard bad reviews. But I'm like, well, Megan Fox is in it. Of course it's getting bad reviews.
But
Because-
Josh Brolin.
Well, that and isn't Malkovich in it?
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Malkovich or is it Rockwell? No, it's Malkovich.
It's Malkovich.
Yeah.
And I love Malkovich.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's been one of those, like, maybe, now that it's 6, I might pay for it. I mean, let's be honest. I actually have a short, 3-4 pages in my DVD binder that is dedicated to bad movies. I'm the type of person...
Might as well pick it up then.
Part of my life philosophy is, in order to enjoy something good, I have to know the bad. In order to truly enjoy a good movie, I need to watch Blood Rain.
Well, right.
In order to enjoy,
That bad. Blood Rain 3, on the other hand.
I've seen all 3 of them, and they're all 3 of them are that bad. Meatloaf couldn't save the
I
first
could
one.
not sit through the third one. The Third Reich.
Third Reich. I sat all the way
seen
through it.
that.
It's softcore lesbian porn, basically. In order to enjoy a 5-star meal, you have to eat at McDonald's.
You gotta eat at McDonald's.
At some point, and so you have that to compare it to.
Yeah.
In order to enjoy the Tomb Raider reboot, you must play
Suffer through.
E.T.
Oh.
And I have played E.T.
And you have played it,
As
yeah.
much as somebody can call that game having been played. Because holy shit, that game deserves every drop of ire. I still have the cartridge.
You're
Another.
doing a Lewis Black routine over there.
He's gonna have a heart attack.
Just shake your jowls a little.
I mean, it's true though. You try playing this piece of shit.
You know, another movie that I'm curious about, but not exactly excited for. Does anybody remember Pete's Dragon? From like
I sort of remember
the
it.
Yes.
early '90s. They're remaking that apparently, and it's coming out in the fall.
Weird.
Like live action.
Same thing, live
Same
action
premise, only it's
with
going to be CG instead
live
of
action
animated.
with a CG dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought they were gonna have a live action dragon there.
I know, no,
Phew.
they reversed it. Thank God. Could you imagine?
Did the Dragon
All
Union
people
strike?
are CGI live dragon.
I noticed Ra keeps looking at the paper in his hand. Were you not done with your list?
No, I wasn't done
Please
with my
go
list.
on.
There's
Continue.
only 4 more items.
Okay,
You
continue.
had to have.
We thought you were done. Continue.
No, I knew he wasn't done, but you had to expect.
Oh,
that
so
we're
you were an
gonna-
asshole.
We're
That's
gonna
why I
branch
just wanted
off.
to go through it,
Yeah.
so that we actually can
Okay,
have just
continue.
stuff. So there's only 4 more things.
Do it.
Movies or comics?
These are TV shows.
Just shut up. Let him go.
Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
That's coming. Part 2, Season 2, Gotham.
I'm
That's
excited for
coming.
the conclusion of Gotham.
X-Files, which we already mentioned,
Yeah.
and the NBC show Lucifer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I think
yeah,
that
I
could
saw
be
the,
good.
I saw the commercial for
What
that
are
last
your
night. Actually.
thoughts on Preacher?
Preacher. Oh, that's another one. I forgot it.
Oh yeah,
Preacher.
AMC's Preacher.
Yep.
I didn't put that on the list. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
I'm
Half and half.
I'm reserved on that one.
Well, that's another one where it's like, how could you? AMC's a good home for it because
Yeah.
AMC's the closest to an HBO show you're gonna get, and Preacher really needs an HBO level type of thing. I mean, you got a guy with a fucking arse face. I mean, it's disgusting. Like, how do you pull this off on AMC? I don't know.
Oh, Preacher #1 went for, I think Jay said $425.
Nice.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, that's right. He did have one there.
He
didn't
did have one. He had #7 sitting on the counter.
He
when I was
gets
there.
insane books into
Yeah.
that store.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I mean, hell, at
That
one
was
point,
last in his post,
at one
so-
point in that store was a Fantastic Four #1. I got to hold it in my hands. It was glorious.
So yeah, Preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I almost picked up
I forgot about
Lucifer,
Preacher.
the reissuing of the graphic novel.
Right.
That was there today at the comic shop. I almost picked it up. Probably should have.
Red Turtles yet?
Oh, not yet. Nope.
You know what other game I'm looking forward to is No Man's Sky.
Is that coming out this year?
It doesn't have a release, a hard date, but
Uh-huh.
it's definitely 2016. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect anything before like
November.
October, November.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be a holiday.
So,
Along with Mass Effect is another one I'm looking forward to.
so two things I'm looking forward to from Xenoscope.
Yeah.
One technically is already started. I completely missed it, but
What's that?
Inferno Resurrection, I believe, is the name of it. It's
I
the
remember you telling
next.
me about that.
It's the next Inferno miniseries. I have loved this since I got into Xenoscope. I wound up one of the first trades I picked up was just Inferno about Dante Mercy and
Yeah.
her becoming like the #1 assassin of hell and all
Yeah.
that. And she's awesome. I love their version of Lucifer. She's a great lady. Not she knows her part in the world and she tries to make it better.
Yeah,
She hates her
right.
stepmom. Lucifer's not all that bad. But that and Red Agent, which is coming out, which
Familiar.
is they had a miniseries a while back at the beginning of Age of Darkness called Agent Red.
Okay, I remember you telling me about
Um,
this.
And but yeah, Red Agent is following Red Riding Hood, Brittany
Okay.
Waters. Sorry, Dr. Brittany Waters.
Oh.
She has her doctorate. She's a psychiatrist
That's awesome.
and also a lycanthrope, and
That happens.
and a badass with swords.
That happens to the best of us.
So
Yeah.
getting to see her do more Red Riding Hood work.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Well, that'll be cool. Are there any comics coming down later this year that you're super jazzed about?
Not really, only because I'm just getting back into them.
Yeah.
So,
And a lot of stuff hasn't been really announced yet either. Like there's been just kind of basic stuff. Oh, we'll have a Batman event. But,
Yeah.
There's no real like meat and potatoes of information
right.
to go on that.
I mean, they do have those little books, I guess, that sort of outline what the
Outline
game will
what's
be like.
coming up.
I probably should pick those up just to find out what's coming up. So I
That's
don't
not
miss
like in the
shit.
back of every book. There's not like
Yeah.
a preview of the next few months.
Well,
It's
not
just
for
the
something
next
like
issue.
a or something.
Hey now, is that a
Yeah.
commercial
Yeah.
or is Flash legit on right now?
Flash is legit on right now.
Awesome.
There you
Arrow's
go.
on after it.
Oh, they're doing the crossover.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm also looking forward to Westworld on HBO.
Oh, yeah, that's
The
another
revival
one.
of that. Yeah.
There we go.
I don't have HBO anymore, but I'll still find it some way.
Yeah.
Jonah Nolan's working on it, who co-wrote a lot of Christopher Nolan's movies and created Person of Interest. So
Yep.
I'm very curious to see what they do with Westworld. It's not a remake of the movie. It's just taking that idea of
It's continuing the
reality
universe.
versus unreality, and it's in like a theme park setting. That's about all they've taken from the original
Okay.
movie. So, and they've kind of created this whole new, life versus reality kind of theme. So I'm very curious to see what they do with that.
I'm looking forward to March when season 5 of Game of Thrones comes out on DVD and I can finally
Game of
watch
Thrones, Finally, I could finally catch up on season 5. That would be great.
it. So, by the way, Ra, how you doing on season 1?
Still haven't seen it. Damn.
Oh my god.
You've had it for what, a year and a half?
No, probably about 7 months.
So I've been
I
watching
think you gave it
Person
to
of
me before
Interest. So
summer started.
There you go. Make up.
No, because I gave it to you back when, because it was like in
You're
1
waiting to
month
start.
I bought the
Game of
first
Thrones,
3
right?
Been
seasons.
waiting for about a
I
year
gave it
now.
to you then,
You
and
haven't had
I
it for a year? That's horrible, dude.
because
I'm sorry.
last February is when I bought season 4.
Yeah.
I know I gave it to you before I bought season 4.
Wow. That's a long time.
You got
I mean,
some watching
now
to do.
I
granted-
only have 2 more episodes.
Now, granted, I've had Sam's copy of Looper
Yeah,
for what, 2 years now?
It's probably close to 2 years.
But again,
Maybe
you've had
year,
some-
year and 8 months.
You've had some of my comics
I
for
was gonna
about
say,
as long.
I've had some of your comics for just as long. So
Somebody have my Pacific Rim?
yeah, I do.
Okay,
You have my stay also.
Yeah, by the
I
way,
still have my Wolverine.
does somebody
I do still have your Wolverine.
Does somebody have my Man of Steel Blu-ray?
They can keep it.
I might.
My DVD doesn't work, and I feel like if we're gonna argue as much as we do about
Yeah,
Man of
yeah.
Steel here,
Yeah.
I should probably rewatch it and have watched it at least twice in my lifetime.
I will check when I get home because I remember watching Man of Steel, like in August, and it must have been from you.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it.
Yeah,
and
because I
did
borrowed
borrow
it,
Yeah.
and then I think I passed it right off to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I
Okay.
can. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mystery solved, gang.
And on that note, zoinks!
Another show I'm looking forward to. I haven't seen any of the trailers yet. Is Taboo from Tom Hardy? Have you heard this yet?
No.
Him and his father, Chips Hardy, which awesome name by the way.
Chips.
Yeah,
Nice.
have wrote this show called Taboo that FX picked up. I don't know when they're going to air it. Sometime probably in the fall, maybe summer. Where
Is Archer coming back?
Archer is coming back.
Is
Yes,
it? Okay.
yes. Well, they weren't sure Archer was going to come back, so they went and made a new show about 2 chicks surviving the
Oh, yeah.
apocalypse.
Okay.
FX decided not to pick that up,
Bastards.
right?
Did
so,
Adult Swim do it, at least?
So I hope so because the concept's really cool, and they have a whole like 10 episodes already made. So someone's got to pick it up. But so anyway, so they didn't pick that up, so they went back to Archer, and now are coming back.
Okay, back to Taboo.
But Taboo is Tom Hardy is this ex-soldier who's coming back from Africa with a bunch of stolen diamonds, and he's out for revenge because his father was killed in Africa trying to get these diamonds, I guess, and that's the whole setup. But it's Tom Hardy. It's a revenge flick. It's got stolen diamonds.
Is it a show?
It's a 10-episode miniseries.
Oh, okay.
Is it a spin-off of Blood Diamonds?
No, it's not. But I mean, African diamonds. I mean,
Yeah.
they have that. I mean, I'm sure there's similar corruption and grimy business going on with that shit. But again, Tom Hardy wrote it and is also starring in it, and this is the first thing that he's ever written. So I'm curious to see what becomes of that.
Now, do you think it got picked up because Tom Hardy's name is attached to it?
Probably,
Oh.
yeah. I mean, whether it's good or not, I guarantee that was the deciding factor of, Tom Hardy wrote this, and it's his first thing that he's ever written.
And he's going to star in it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's a show that we can pick up and have, like, multiple... Yeah, that was probably a guarantee that they picked it up just on his name alone. So, yeah, I'm excited for that.
We're mine.
My diamonds! That doesn't go there. Yeah.
Anything else?
I've got
I
a
was
few
born
movies.
from a diamond.
Diamond Rises. There's a couple movies that
Only when Anne Hathaway's
Rod
around.
didn't, list that I'm excited to see. The new Coen Brothers film Hail Caesar.
Yep.
I love Coen Brothers movies, so even though I don't like all of them, I still find something to like in them.
They have a sick sense of humor.
They do.
I'm
they do.
looking forward to
And it's
this.
very snappy, and I just like the way their pacing and their films go. The Witch and 999, of course. I saw this trailer last night called Elvis and Nixon, and it's
Yes!
it's Michael Shannon as Elvis.
That's right.
And Kevin Spacey as Nixon.
It looks good.
And they team up to, or Elvis is trying to become a secret agent.
Yeah.
And so he meets with Nixon to try and get himself onto the Secret Service team.
But Nixon wants him because
Nixon wants him for another or something else.
No, they need to have him with a young crowd.
That's right. They want him hip.
Yeah.
That's right. It looks hilarious.
It looks freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it looks out of control, and it looks along the lines of like Bubba Hotep, kind of.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Okay.
That was not on my radar at all
Yeah.
until I watched the trailer like Monday night or
Yeah.
something.
It's on The Revenant. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah,
That was one I
okay. It was
forgot.
on the, yeah. Another one you didn't mention, Warcraft. I am not a huge Warcraft fan, but man, the trailer makes the scope of that look like the biggest movie I've ever seen.
I mean, like here's the thing for me. I am not an MMO player.
Yeah.
I tried playing World of Warcraft. Tried playing EverQuest 2.
Yeah.
The Star Trek one I've done. Like,
Yeah.
there's a huge list of them. I just can't do MMOs. It's not something I'm built for. I like the lore of the Warcraft universe.
I'm curious
But
to see
like
how
you said, that fucking trailer.
I mean, the scope of that is huge.
Like, this is probably going to be the best high fantasy movie we've gotten since Lord of the Rings.
That's another thing. I'm just surprised at how niche it looks. I mean, it is so Warcraft. How are they going to sell this thing to make back the budget?
Right.
And honestly,
they've got a lot of legwork to do to sell this thing.
Right.
Honestly, I think they'll get this. They'll get it because of not just the MMO players and the old school Warcraft players,
Yeah.
but I mean, look at Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Right.
Yeah, you
got
You're going to have the
fantasy
people
crowd.
who want fantasy.
Yeah.
That's really their only outlet. Right?
And especially lately, I mean,
That's
the last 10, 20 years, fantasy has been huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I guarantee
it's been
it'll
said,
do good.
it's the nerd generation.
Yeah. which is it's going to be its saving grace, I think.
It's the only reason why this podcast can work.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
I,
why most of the podcasts work.
I'm also curious to see, because there's no real bad guy in that movie. So, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a person
Bad guy
on
on
each
each
side.
side. Yeah.
You know, but really, I mean, both sides, at least in the game, are neutral parties. And I hope they kind of bring that into the movie, you know. I mean, it's a Hollywood blockbuster, so how much can you have? I don't know, but I'm curious to see. Another one I have is Spielberg's BFG. I read the BFG when I was in like second grade and fell in love with that book. So
Elfly Gothic?
no, BFG, the Big Friendly Giant.
Oh, I
Big
thought
fucking
it was
gun.
Big Fucking Gun.
Big fucking gun from Doom and
Yeah.
Quake. Yeah, that's what I thought of when I read the book when I was in second grade.
There's no
I knew
guns in
Quake
this.
before I knew BFG. So
I'm not familiar with the book.
basically, it's in this world. There's giants that come every night or every so often at night and pick through the London's garbage, and they make things out of it. But everyone's kind of afraid of the giants, and this little girl ends up encountering one of the giants at night, and they kind of go on this adventure together. And you find out that yes, the giants are scary, and there are some that are bad, but you know there's also
Like people.
right. It's a really good book, really heartwarming, and it's Spielberg doing it, and you know it's gonna be a sad day when we don't have another Spielberg movie to look forward to. You know, whether they're great or bad. Even a bad Spielberg is like leagues ahead of most.
It's
other
like with
filmmakers.
Scorsese.
Yeah, even his bad movies are still going to be good compared to 90% of films you're going to see.
And hell, Shutter Island wasn't an oh my god amazing movie, but it was still fun
no, it was
for
so
Scorsese.
good. Yeah.
Like, it was still a good movie.
Star Trek Beyond. I'm super excited to see how they get out of the rut they've kind of put themselves in.
Right.
With and that's not saying the other two movies are bad. I have my own issues with Into Darkness, but I really like Star Trek 09. I think there's something to be found there, so I hope they kind of found that with Beyond. I like that they've gone back to, hey, we're stuck on a planet, let's get off of the planet.
I still hate how they did that.
What's that?
The Arrow team is fighting Damien Dark, and Flash comes through and rescues all of them. The last person they show him pick up is Ollie, but when they jump back to
The last one he
crowd-
drops off is Diggle.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
No, it
That
doesn't.
make no sense.
That don't make no sense.
So
Sorry.
yeah, and being Star Trek's 50th anniversary, they really need to hit it out of the park.
Right.
And I hope they do. With Simon Pegg co-writing it, I think we're gonna get something.
It'll be snappy and fun.
Yeah, I think we'll
At
get.
least.
And he is a huge Star Trek fan.
Yeah, and he's just a huge geek.
He argued with Abrams on set during the first one about whether or not Starfleet officers would tuck their pants into their
into their
boots.
boots. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he
It
is
goes
a
hardcore.
huge fan.
Yeah. And I will say the teaser that we have does lean a little heavy into action. but I'm not letting that, dissuade me a little
Okay,
bit
you know what?
at all because, first of all, it's a general audience teaser. It's 90 seconds.
Yeah.
You're not going to get story. It's all about reminding you, hey, I know Star Trek Into Darkness was kind of dour. We're trying to get fun again, And that's all it was meant to do. So I'm not letting
Oh, it's
that
just me and you, Spock.
sway me. Yeah, right. Typical. Yeah.
Well, okay, and here's something actually I want to say, because that was one of the biggest bitches I heard about Star Trek 09.
Yeah.
Is, I'm not saying anyone here, because
That it was too action heavy?
I heard people bitch to no end about how it was too action heavy. Where was all the political drama? Where was all this? It's like,
Did people forget that Star Trek also had, even TOS was
no,
still pretty
TOS was an action series.
Yeah.
TOS was very action heavy. But the problem is, it's all people who only watched Next Gen and Deep Space Nine.
I was going to say, it's got to be people that are Next Gen fans. That's
yeah,
what I thought
it's
too.
Next Gen and Deep Space Nine because I'd ask them about Voyager. They're like, no, I didn't like Voyager.
Yeah.
Well, did you watch the original series? I couldn't get into the 60s.
Captain Janeway and the Seven of Nine?
Exactly.
Come on!
Yeah,
Exactly.
That was my thought too, was the people saying that these are way too heavy on action are Next Gen
It's like,
fans.
yeah, it's like you've never...
Because the look is also very similar.
Yeah.
It's clean,
Yeah, that
it's bright. So it's like kind of hard, I guess, for them to make that, not associate.
Just
Not
because you
associate, yeah.
you can't see the strings on everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I have gone through and rewatched so many episodes of the original Star Trek,
Well, hey-
and sat there going, I see the strings on the puppet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, the very first episode has Kirk fighting a god at the end of it. So
Yeah.
it's like in a hand-to-hand combat
Yeah, like,
match. It's like
it was silly.
And you're telling me this is too action heavy, yet he's fighting a god in the first fucking
Also,
episode.
fun fact, I want to note, because there are a bunch of fake geek boys out there
Yeah.
who don't realize and want to bitch about female Star Trek fans.
Oh yeah.
I like to note, Star Trek only exists because of women.
Yeah.
Star Trek only exists. They were going to cancel it, but housewives wrote in because they would watch it during the day.
Oh yeah. I did hear this.
And like, it was initially made as basically a soap opera
Yeah. Yeah.
with that was also very action heavy because,
works
well,
as
you
that,
you
too.
have a young William Shatner in there who's buff and good looking and all that, so you're gonna have a
Yeah.
bunch of things.
Yeah.
So before you bitch about any female Trekkies,
Know that.
think of that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't fucking have Star Trek without that.
That's true. That's true.
Let's
So
see.
yeah, on top of then moving beyond that, I'm excited to see what comes of
I got
Assassin's
it.
Creed.
Yeah.
Ass Creed.
Ass Creed. I have come completely over the games. I loved the first few. They have completely just devolved into garbage video games. But I like Michael Fassbender, and the guy directing this one did Macbeth with Fassbender this year, or last year, technically, 2015. It was very, very good. This one has the actual video game company producing it, and they've kind of had a hand in guiding it with Michael Fassbender. So not to say it's going to be good, but it has the potential to be one of the better video game adaptations that we've had. So, and just from the pictures that we had, it looks period accurate.
Yeah.
I wish they would get rid of the sci-fi element
Which
to
period
it.
are they going with?
They're doing 15th century Spain in this
Okay.
one. It's not based on any of the games.
Yeah.
It's just taken the idea from the games.
Oh, yeah.
Guy
Yeah.
in the future gets into an animus machine, relives his ancestors' past. His ancestors' past is, I used to be an assassin.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're not adapting any one game, just like Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Instead of adapting any one game, just take the idea and make something out of that. So I'm curious to see that. I have high hopes for it. I'm sure I'll have
High
fun.
apple pie in the sky hopes.
High apple pie. Rogue One is probably between Rogue One, Beyond, Star Trek Beyond, and Civil War. Those are probably my top three most anticipated of the year.
I really need Rogue One to be good.
I'm really excited for Rogue. We're gonna get a trailer attached to Civil War,
Okay.
so we'll know some more then. I really like Gareth Edwards who's directing it. I think in these spin-off movies is where we're gonna see new stuff out of the Star Wars universe, which makes sense, And finally, I don't think it's gonna come this year, not for us anyway. In Japan, it is Toho's Return to Godzilla, Shin Godzilla.
Cool.
Yeah, they don't hate the American one, but they like the American one so much they didn't want us to trump them. So now they're like, fuck it, we're coming back into the Godzilla game, and we're making our Godzilla bigger than your Godzilla.
With skinny arms.
So yeah,
Well,
it's got
okay.
It's got 3 different versions it goes throughout the movie.
Remember Zilla, the 2000s
Yeah.
American Godzilla.
Yeah.
Zilla got killed in 10 seconds fighting the original Godzilla during
Yeah.
War of the Zillas.
Yeah.
All right, because of how much time we've already taken, I'll keep mine short.
We talked about a lot of them already.
Anyways, the only thing that we haven't talked about that I'm really looking forward to right now is sometime this year, I think tentatively they're saying March, is Battlefleet Gothic Armada, which it's a video game. It's based on the Warhammer 40k universe. Battlefleet Gothic was the ship-based game that is now defunct.
Are you going to get that on like PC, or are you going to get it?
I'm going to go on PC. If it's available for that, which I believe it will be.
Yeah.
It is a real-time strategy game, which I've been kind of hit or miss with in the past, whether or not I like it. But you know what? It's Battlefleet Gothic, so for the Emperor, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, why not, right?
Yeah.
And also, I'm in Cat Dane's handmade outfit, so I'm a little distracted.
Yeah, I was going to say, distractions. Yeah, is there anything like very particular looking forward to?
I think we hit them all. I mean,
Yeah.
Deadpool. I'm very excited to see Deadpool.
Yeah.
I want Preacher to succeed.
Yeah.
And I want Lucifer to succeed.
But with the downfall of Constantine, it's a hit or miss.
Right. And
I mean, that was a
and
weird...
having Seth Rogen on
he's
Preacher
doing
kind of
Preacher.
kills it for me. But
Well, I guess he's a huge fan, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Garth Ennis is also involved, so I think it's going to
Who
to
was the
weigh.
writer, right?
Yeah, he was the original writer, was the creator.
Well,
of
this
Preacher.
is gonna get fucking dark real quick.
Yeah.
So-
Don't get me wrong, I love Garth Ennis.
But he is a dark.
Yeah.
He's
He
got a
is dark.
sensibility.
But I think that will balance the scales with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It probably won't go along the same storyline. It will probably
they'll do
have-
their own thing, which
yeah,
they
it'll
should.
have hits and hits to the book. Like Cassidy's in it, R's face is in it, but it's not going to be the same storyline that the books had, from what I can tell from the trailers.
I
But
hope it does
I
good.
want to have that succeed. And Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that because I was a fan of Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Same studio.
again, yeah, I'd like.
When
I'd
is that
really
coming
like to
out?
see.
So,
coming up
December
December.
17th.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. It's the week. It's the week before or after Rogue One. Something like that. Right around there. So.
There's another Batman book that comes out next month. I think it's a one-off. I don't remember the name of it. There's a promo piece at the end of
The new.
Batman and Turtles.
Yeah.
But it's written by Frank Miller and it's Batman and the Joker. So
Interesting.
thank you, Ra. I wasn't sure if you had your copy on your.
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
Uh,
I know they've also teased. I don't
I need
think
to
you were
do
in
that.
here when we were talking about it earlier in the day. This wasn't on the podcast. This was earlier. But they're teasing. DC's teasing a huge Batman event to happen later this year by Capullo and Snyder. They haven't said what it is, and it's
Okay.
not related to what they're currently writing.
Well, Capullo, I think at the end of this run, Capullo is going to be done with the main Batman series.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Snyder stays on and gets a different
Gets
artist.
a different artist. Well, they're working on some big secret Batman event that they haven't let on about
I
yet.
think I've seen something
I wonder.
from Snyder and Capullo about that on Twitter.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
wonder.
just like teasers to it. They never
Yeah, they
actually
haven't
came out and
really
said.
said much about it yet. So it leads me to believe it's not happening until summer.
Right.
Curious.
Yeah,
Last
probably
Crusade?
wait until Comic Con or something.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns: The Last Crusade.
No, maybe.
Wait, were Bruce and Thomas
Yes.
Wayne
Yeah.
go to get the Holy Grail
Crusade. Yeah.
before
Penitent man.
before the Joker does?
The penitent man kneels before God.
Well, then I guess we don't need to read it now. We've got it.
John Romita Jr.
Yeah,
The
Frank
art.
Miller and John Romita Jr. So I'm looking forward to
There's
that.
a- yeah.
I
Mr.
think it's
J,
going to
I
be a
think you may have
one-shot
chosen
book. I don't think it's going to be
poorly.
a series.
Poorly.
Yeah, that was the good.
But when I saw Miller's name
I want
attached
this
to it, I
now.
thought it was going to be TK4.
Yeah.
But
Which
I think
is also coming.
yeah.
Next year, probably.
I think the end of this year
Okay.
because they only have
Well, because they're going to be wrapping up
4 or
Dark
5
Knight
more
3,
books.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
There's a lot going on this year.
no, wait, I take that back.
This is the year of the geek.
Yeah.
Harley should be the Nazi chick, the one who The one who sleeps with both Indiana and his father.
Yep.
And,
I agree.
And
Ilsa.
yeah. So there's that.
Nice on the stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be continuing
Oh,
our
real quick, there's
anticipation
a
as it
Flesh
goes on.
Terrors novel coming out for Warhammer 40k.
Flesh Terrors?
Yeah, the Flesh Terrors.
That's an awesome
The
name.
Blood Angels' angrier cousins.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
Blood Angels.
yeah.
Flesh.
I thought it was a Little League.
Yeah,
Well, that too.
That's your new.
That's Rah-Rah's Little League team right
That's
there.
your, that's
the
your
Flesh
Odyssey of,
Terrors.
Odyssey of the Mind team next year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There
That's a
you
good.
go.
That's a good
Flesh
team
Terrors.
Do it. So yeah,
Yeah,
Well, that wraps up this episode. We didn't do an intro, so here's your outro.
that's right.
I'm Wave.
Rah rah.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Knock. Thanks for
Until next
listening to
time.
the Geek Yogurt Podcast.
Bye.
Blood for the Blood Angels!
Next week is Anticipation 2017.